Bad day for Jasmine Crockett. It does not look like she's going to get reelected, y'all, especially when she says things like this. Make sure you like the video right here. Follow for more updates. Check this one out.
President Trump is already thinking about the 2026 midterms, and he's eyeing possible redistricting in Texas to pick up some GOP seats.
There you go.
Texas, how many more seats do you want the Republicans to draw?
5.
And then what if California, New York, Illinois, and other blue states?
Yeah, well, that's okay too, but 5. I think we get 5. And there could be some other states. We're going to get another 3 or 4 or 5 in addition. Texas would be the biggest one.
That's a move political experts say Democrats have been pulling for years in states where they control the political map. But none of that is sitting well with Texas Democrat Jasmine Crockett, who is accusing Republicans of silencing minorities with this move.
They are specifically deciding to splinter the communities of common interest, as well as just blatantly say, we are going to dilute minority voices. I need people of color to understand that the scheme of the Republicans has consistently been to make sure that they mute our voices.
All right, my next guest is running to unseat Congresswoman Crockett. And he joins us now. 2026 Texas Republican congressional candidate Sholdon Daniels. Sholdon, you heard that there. Dilute the minority vote, communities of common interest. This would all seem to box you out of someone who would be able to appeal to her constituents.
Right.
Exactly. Honestly, we've heard from Jasmine so much over the past few months. I don't think that we're surprised at all to hear that she's still addicted to identity politics, and she is completely out of touch with voters. If you look at the last general election, you'll see that TX30 in particular, this district, her district trended heavily towards leaning right. We're moving away from the left, and that's happening all over the country. So for her to say that we are trying to silence people, I think it's just so off base. What it's doing is it's actually empowering working class people who want government that works for them. We realize that we've been lied to by the left for many, many years, and people want answers. They want results. Jasmine Crockett has no legislative wins. She has no real value that she brings to Congress. She doesn't even have the confidence of her own party. Right. We saw that when she failed, when she ran for the leadership position. Now, the last thing I'm going to say about that is she's just outright lying. I am sitting here as a minority male and I am a Republican. Where do I fit into her worldview?
No, you don't. That's the point. The point is that if you look the way you look, Sholdon, you have to think the way she thinks. And that is the antithesis, I think we both believe, of diversity. Diversity of thought would be the start of diversity. Now, you and I, we have known each other quite some time.
Yeah.
We both grew up in Sherman, Texas. You grew up with my younger brother, Jay, played football together. You're an attorney. And if you wouldn't mind, I think, I don't know, I'm proud to know this story, but you told me the reason you're an attorney is because you had lunch with my dad.
Yeah. You know, growing up in Sherman, you know how it was. It's a rural town. And coming from a poor minority community or side of that town, we didn't have a lot of role models in the professional world. And your dad, Will Cain, was a hero to me. He was everything that Jasmine Crockett says about, you know, your Caucasian white male. He was the antithesis of that. And that is why it's hard for me to be a racist or to commiserate with Jasmine, because my entire life I've had people that don't look like me, that don't come from where I come from, encourage me. And your dad was one of the people who encouraged me to go into the law. He basically gave me the roadmap and said, don't discount yourself. Everything about you that you think makes you a disqualifier or makes you too unique, bring that to the practice of law and help, you know, bolster and make us better. And so I stuck with that. I never let it go. And to this day, I mean, I'm still very thankful to him.
I can tell you that he would be very proud to see where you are today. And I think a lot of Americans would be proud to see you unseat Jasmine Crockett, because it has to be, Sholdon, that as you walk the streets of TX30, it just can't be that the constituents can listen to the things that she says and come away proud. There has to be a level of embarrassment.
Oh, God, no.
There is, you know, many of her own constituents who are on the fence because she wasn't really elected on her policies. If we're being real, she was elected on identity because she was a black woman. And nothing wrong with putting faith in a black woman, you know, if that's what you believe. But since she's been in office, she's done nothing but betray us, right? She claims to be a fighter. She's voted against every single bill that is, you know, designed to protect Americans, whether it was to protect women from illegal immigrants or women from males in their sports, protect our border from the flood of. And then just I want to say yesterday, she voted against the bill that would protect our financial industry from, the Federal Reserve basically telling us when, if, and how we can spend our money. And so she's a globalist puppet. It's how the people of TX30 see her. They didn't know that she was backed by this Alex Soros character. And now that we're informing voters of this, they're extremely surprised, and they feel like she's a fraud.